Week 5 is right around the corner, and we are taking on an opponent, and I think we could actually win this one. I know it's kind of tough to say, but look, we are facing another team that is 1-3. They are dealing with injuries. This looks like Week 5 could be in the Patriots' favor, but in order to do that, there are some keys to victory that must happen if the Patriots want to get back in the win column in Gillette Stadium. So before I jump into that, I just want you guys to get down in the comment section below, predict your score of the game. Let me know if you guys are on the same page as me. I'll give you my final score prediction at the very end of the video, but I want to see where all the real ones are at. Let me know what your score prediction is going up against the Dolphins, who have a lot of injuries in Week 5. All right, let's jump into number 1 here, right? Number 1 is you need to figure out who you are as a ball club. I feel like we have gone so far from the plan since Week 1 to Week 4 that I don't even recognize this team. The defense is lacking. The run game is not solid. The passing game is non-existent. The head coaching calls are ridiculous. So we just need to use Week 5 as a reset before we keep this season going. Because let's start with the run game, because this was where I actually had the most confidence going into the season. And Week 1, beautiful, perfection. That's how you win a ball game, when you are rushing 40 times a game. Week 2, similar pass, but guess what? Week 1 was a win. Week 2 was an overtime loss by a field goal. And then we just crapped the bed in Week 3, and you cut that in half to 15 carries. And then we started to get back onto it in Week 4, 24 carries, not bad, especially because we got to see Jermichael Hasty, Antonio Gibson, Ramondre Stevenson. So they're really starting to find out where our strengths are. But it's not just the run game. The passing game has been 110% non-existent. You can blame the O-line. You can blame Jacoby Brissett. You can blame Alex Van Pelt. There are several culprits here that you can point their fingers. But I'm wondering where our identity went to going to our top receiver. And as of right now, without Kendrick Bourne, it's Pop Douglas. He was your leading receiver last year. Week 1, 2 receptions. Week 2, he didn't even get a look in his direction with 0 receptions. Week 3 was beautiful. 7 receptions for quick first downs, even though it was a blowout. And then back to Week 4, 3 receptions. When Pop is supposed to be your number 1 wide receiver right now until Kendrick Bourne comes back, you could maybe even make the argument that Jalen Polk could be a number 1 receiver, but I'm just going off of who the Patriots were last year. And we need to find some identity in the offense, or else you're not going to put points on the board. And I'm going to tell you guys my second key to victory in just a moment, but I know you're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. I know, I'm so sorry, but I promise if you guys just scroll down in the comment, put your score prediction down there. If you haven't already, we're going to be back in just a moment. Number 2, who's QB1? And guess what? I'm not talking about the Patriots. I'm talking about the Miami Dolphins, because thankfully, we're not the only team that's dealing with a quarterback controversy. But in their defense, their starter got hurt. Our starter just gets completely obliterated into the ground every single week. But the Dolphins quarterback room, while I'm making this on Tuesday, I don't want to specify that Mike McDaniel is going to start Tyler Huntley or Tim Boyle. We may not know until the end of the week. It could change. But more recently, they went with Tyler Huntley on Monday Night Football, and it was poop. It was crap when you saw what Tyler Huntley was able to do. Just looking at his passing chart going up against the Tennessee Titans, who hadn't had their first win in this season just yet. They were awarded their first one going up against Huntley. This is giving me a lot of flat area throws, just putting it out over the middle, giving me quick slants, maybe even some wheel routes. As you guys can see, a lot of his throws went to that outside. This is going to give me a lot of hope in that our defense can start to find their footing again. You know that Jelani Tavai, Josh Uche, Keon White are going to be able to attack Tyler Huntley and where his throws normally do end up. It's kind of looking a little like Jacoby Brissett's passing chart, but I do think the defense is going to be able to find their footing, because you got to be honest here. Like I said, the only reason why Huntley and Boyle are playing is because Tua Tagovailoa, unfortunately, is in concussion protocol. And we saw last night, it looks like even Mike McDaniel doesn't know what to call. The offense is just completely strayed away from who they were in Week 1. And now you're questioning the head coach. Now you're questioning the OC. Now you're questioning the quarterback room. The Dolphins are also having an identity crisis, which is where the Patriots need to step up and figure out theirs in week 5. But with ESPN coming out saying, the Patriots are ranked 32nd right now in a lot of categories, but they said their biggest weakness on defense, which we are known for our defense. Our offense struggles, our defense continues to thrive. ESPN said that the biggest weakness that we have seen for the Patriots is keeping the quarterback in the pocket, which would have been extremely hard to do with Tua Tagovailoa, but maybe not so much with Tyler Huntley and with Tim Boyle. This is going to be another opportunity to move up in the rankings by really pressuring the quarterback and not allowing him to be mobile. I'm not comparing either of them to Brock Purdy at all, but last week we saw in the first three third downs, Brock Purdy took it on his feet and got the first down. With injuries plaguing the defense, this is going to be a good opportunity to get back in the right mindset and to ground yourself as a defense as a whole, because Jelani Tavai said it after the Week 4 win, we are all over the place. We are not on the same page. You need to get on the same page going up against a backup quarterback. That's your best opportunity right now. So I have a question here for you guys real quick. I know we have strayed away from our sack city for a little while, even Keon White. First 2 games, he was on track to have over 30 sacks. Since then, it's been kind of misleading. So Patriots, 3 sacks versus the Dolphins. Give me an O for over. Give me a U for under. Let me know if you think the defense gets back on the right track this week. And if you guys want to go see the defense or the offense in action, well, go on ahead and use Game Time to get your tickets. I guarantee you are going to be satisfied with the product that Game Time has to offer. How do I know that? Because I'm satisfied whenever I use the Game Time app. I love being able to see my seat before I have to purchase the tickets. That's always really reassuring to me. You can get a nice panoramic view, nice little 3D action as well. And I love that they have Game Time picks, which makes it so much easier on myself, because I know looking at apps sometimes can be extremely overwhelming, especially when you have resellers and you've got people selling tickets and this price is good, this price is great. Game Time picks does it all for you. They filter out through all the fluff. Like, that's intimidating. It's intimidating to see these tickets. Now with Game Time, man, they pick the best deals on the best seats to make sure that you guys are going to have a great time. And I like people who look out for me. Plus, there is no surprise fees at checkouts. I hate that. If I know I'm going to spend $300 on 2 tickets, I don't want to check out and it turned into $700. That doesn't happen with Game Time. They show you the total up front. If you guys want to go on ahead and make your lives easier, because who wouldn't, go on ahead, download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. Let's stick with the defense here, right? Because I think the defense can really take advantage of pushing up their confidence a little bit this week. But let's talk about the pass rush and how it has been flat out non-existent here for the Patriots, especially in the last game. But I will actually be surprised that when I did the math and I looked up these stats, the Patriots pass defense, the pass rush really isn't horrible. It's actually 15th in the NFL with 68.7 PFF grade, and their run defense is 27th in the NFL with a 51.7. So we can get better in both. But here is why I think they're ranked 15th. The top 2 weeks were phenomenal. The first 2 weeks, they were ranked in the top 10 for pass rush. But since then, they have continued to fall. And yes, they have played 2 great quarterbacks in Aaron Rodgers and Brock Purdy. Again, here is why I think your pass rush can improve. Here is why I think the run defense can improve this week. When you face Brock Purdy, who was in the Super Bowl last year, he had nearly 4 seconds to throw. That is unreal. There is no pressure from anywhere on your pass rush, on your run defense, whatever Brock Purdy decides to do with that offense. He had nearly 4 seconds to throw. That goes back to having an issue of the quarterback in the pocket. But when you look at what the Miami Dolphins have, obviously not having Tua Tagovailoa, here is where you can put that pressure on him a little bit more. Tyler Huntley, Tim Boyle, even Tua, they have all had 2.1 seconds, 2.0 seconds, 2.0 seconds to throw in the backfield. This needs to continue this week with Keon White, Devon Godchild, Anthony Jennings, Jelani Tavai. I would like to see more blitzing. I would like to see the quarterback be pressured on every single snap, especially when it comes to the pass rush, because now having the beautiful speeds of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, the receivers are going to get open a lot quicker than most receivers in the NFL. But knowing that you can force him to have less time is how it's going to be key. And even on the other one, you know the Dolphins aren't very good at pass blocking. They're ranked 23rd in the NFL. You're going up against the easier offensive line to make this happen. And number 4, I got to throw it all the way back to the offense here because we all know it's kind of a travesty right now. Can Jacoby Brissett throw it more than 10 yards? It's just boggling at this point watching every single game, and I get it. He's got about 2 seconds as well to throw, but we've known that he has been able to throw these 15, 20-yard passes that actually move the offense upfield and not take 7 minutes to get there. When you look at his passing chart from week 4, it was not the best. A lot were just wheel routes that ended up going to Antonio Gibson, went to Ramondre Stevenson, and that's fine. That can get you the first down, absolutely. But defenses are going to catch on to that. Defenses are going to blitz constantly because you know they don't need anything past the 15-yard line that is upfield because Jacoby Brissett's not going to be able to get it there. He's either going out in the flats, he's going to slants, or he's going to wheel routes. And I am totally fine with that if it gets the first down. But make it a little bit harder on the defense. You can see that pass all the way upfield was the Jalen Polk pass that he did secure, just couldn't get that second foot down. So you know that Jacoby Brissett has the receivers to make a big play. He's got the arm to make a big play. Because when you're also looking at what he did in NFL Week 1 against the Bengals when they won, you can start to see that these passes are a little bit further, a little bit more spread out. He even took a farther shots down the sideline. He was mixing it up to make it harder for the Cincinnati Bengals defense, which is what you're going to have to do with Miami. Miami, whose defense is struggling right now. I think this is an opportunity to allow Jacoby Brissett to test his arm strength a little bit because he even came on the WEII and he said, look, man, I hear the chatter. I hear that I'm just in here so Drake May doesn't get hurt. Jacoby Brissett wants people to know that he's a good quarterback. And I do think he can be a good quarterback. We have just seen a sliver of that, 99% because of the offensive line. And then, that 1% of Jacoby Brissett, really just, my opinion, not taking chances and making big plays and moving upfield. So, with that being said, we do know that Jacoby Brissett needs to have better field vision. This is not all on the offensive line. This is not all on the receivers. Jacoby Brissett has left several receivers wide open, including the play where he threw the pick six to Fred Warner in the 49ers game. There were 3 receivers open, and he said, nope, I want to throw to Fred Warner. That doesn't make any sense. If you truly watch Pop Douglas on every single route that he runs, he is more than likely open. But Brissett is a playbook guy. This play is a throw to the right. Even though Pop is open on the left, I'm going to throw to the right or I'm going to take a hit. I need a quarterback that is going to look right, covered. Boom. He's going to find Pop. That's what Allen does. That's what Jalen does. That's what Lamar does. Think outside the playbook, have better field vision, and just trust yourself above all. So let me ask you guys, are you worried about Brissett's passing ability? Comment why not. If you guys are afraid to actually see him put it in the air for something larger than 10 yards. And here is my final prediction. I do believe, I'm going to just completely ignore the over-under, and I'm going to say that the New England Patriots can get in the end zone several times this week. I really do. I have a very good feeling the Patriots are going to be able to find their identity this week on both sides of the football, really shake up an already rattled Miami team on both sides of the ball, and take home this win 28-12.